Hey guys, welcome to our very first Makeup Monday, where I will be doing tutorials going over different areas of my makeup routine, and I'll complete a look and then come back and, explain my products and so on and so forth. So we'll be doing these short tutorials every Monday. Feel free, once I post the video, if you have any questions that you want to ask about my different techniques, feel free to ask them below in the comment section. So let's get right into it. The very first video will be on eyebrows. That is the very first step that I do after moisturizing my skin, and then I allow the rest of my serums and moisturizers to continue to soak in while I'm doing my brows. So let's get into it. So depending on what kind of look I'm doing determines the type of brows that I will do. Today, I actually have a look for a collab that's due, and I'm going to keep a pretty nude, subtle eye. So I'm going to use my Got To Be glue. Now, this is hair gel, but it works perfect on the eyebrows. So I will show you how I use my spoolie and apply it. So I just squeeze about like this much out, and then I take my spoolie and brush it into my brows. I just kind of take it like this, get a nice glob. This is enough for both brows. And I'll just kind of dab it on there at first, just to make sure that I'm applying enough product, for each brow. And as you can see, I have two completely different brows, and I cut off my tail ends. I just like the way it looks, so I cut off my tail ends. And this brow is more straight, and this one has like more of an arch, and it's smaller, but they're cousins, not sisters. And I'll just keep going back and forth until I feel like all of the hairs are laid down nice and even. And I do apply a little bit of pressure. This seems to help, and it helps in applying it through all the hairs. So as we let that dry, I did want to mention that prior to adding the gel, I love to go through and clean up my eyebrows. So I'll actually I do both. I wax, and I do use a razor on some hairs because some of them are so stubborn, like it's hard for me to even get it out with the tweezers. Like it's only like a few hairs, but anyways, so I use a razor on those. But I'll take my scissors and go through and make sure that the hairs are also lined at the top. So if you see how groomed it already looks, that helps. Like when the gel is on there, it makes it just look completely seamless. And then it also helps with the whole process of the brows. It doesn't make it a super lengthy thing. Like you don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff to them because they're pretty much done. You just want to slightly enhance them. But I will show you that after these are fully dry. All right, I'm back. Our eyebrows are now dry, and to be completely transparent, I did go through and add another layer of the gel just because, I don't know, I like it to have a certain hardness, so to speak. Like, I want it to be completely laid down. Like, I don't know if you can see. I'll get up close. Yeah, I want them completely laid down. So that's what I did. But before we go any further, I like to go in with my Q-tips and alcohol. I put alcohol in this bottle. This is what I use to sanitize like my palettes and stuff, so that's why it's in here. So I just spray on the Q-tips, and I do use both ends. I just kind of squeeze it so it's not dripping. And then we want to go through on both the bottom and the top of each brow just to remove any excess product, excuse me. Because when we go to put on our foundation and as I was explaining before it cut off, we don't want any of the excess gel to, make the foundation or even the eyeshadow base look weird at all. So yeah, just go through and make sure we're cleaning that up. But do not mess up your brow. Don't get it right in the hairs. All right, so now we are finally ready to go ahead and apply our pomade. Now, sometimes I actually use both. This is the Morphe Brushes Micro Brow Pencil in Chocolate Mousse, and this is their Brow Cream in Chocolate Mousse as well. And then I use M158, their eyeshadow brush, and has a spoolie on the end. Now, I have been using these for the last couple years, and they are my go-to. I do use Rose Glass Cosmetics Ebony eyebrow pomade, but only on like my more dramatic looks because it's really dark. So I prefer like a dark but natural brown. So that's why I prefer this. So first I'm going to go ahead and go in with the brow pencil, and we're just going to use this to create our bottom line. Now I do this when I don't want like a super bold brow. So just go right underneath, take your time, and we're going to create that line. Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure you guys could see. And I don't really push hard. I just hold my hand at the end of the pencil and allow it to create it for me. There you go. Now you can always, you know, go back and darken it up slightly if you want. But I use this as my guiding stone. And then when it comes to the top of the brow, when I do my eyebrows like this, I only come on the tail end here. Okay, now that we have our outline, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with our brush. And I like to get a nice amount on the actual brush, and then I take the lid and I like to flatten it out. And this just evenly applies it on all of the brush bristles, so that way it's evenly applied. And then it also helps to like make it super duper flat. And then I just kind of use this to fill in, but instead of like normally going in, I just use hair strokes. But it creates the same type of look. It's just that since you've gelled it down, it doesn't move, you know. As you're filling them in, I just wanted to throw a quick tip in there. Go in towards the back end, right in with the pomade. And all right, so I know they look a little bushy, a little masculine, a little scary, but it's all right. We're about to clean them up. So I'm going to go in with the NYX Born to Glow Concealer. And this is in, I don't know what shade this is. Oh, golden. This is in the shade golden. So it has this nice little tip on it, and I just put it on the back of my hand here. That probably was too much, but it's okay. And then I like to use these are the Show Stopper Beauty Brushes. It's a set of 3, I believe, but these are perfect for cleaning up your brows, doing cut creases, all of that. But yeah, so I go in with this, and I make sure that I get both sides really good. All right, I'm gonna try and get close here so you guys can see it really good, but I also need my mirror, so hold on, let me use this little one. Okay, so I just kind of start here. Take your time, don't rush, and all you're doing is carving it out. So I just kind of go inch by inch, and if it's like too long or anything, this is where I cut it off. Yep. And then I just kind of like pat the product and pull it down. And then I'll go through and blend it out. This is what the bottom is looking like. I just went and buffed it out. This is it's a doe color brush. It came in a set. I'm not sure, like it doesn't have a number, and I don't recall the name because I've had this for a little while now. But it's a great like blender. Maybe not blender, patter, whatever you want to call it. I use this for my concealers. So we're going to do the top brown, and we're going to do the exact same thing. The difference is I will do this in like a glide-like motion versus like, maybe not blender, patter, whatever you want to call it. I use this for my concealers. So we're going to do the top brown, and we're going to do the exact same thing. The difference is I will do this in like a glide-like motion versus like how I was stepping through here. So I just kind of start here and lay it flat, apply a little bit of pressure, and then angle it to the way I want it. So it looks like that. And then when I'm going to clean up the concealer, I kind of do the same pat and pull upward motion so I don't mess up the brow. So I'm officially done with my brows now. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, like I said before, once I post this video, you are more than welcome to ask them below. Now, you may have noticed one side of my face is a little bit higher than the other, and instead of like forcing it to be the same, I just go with the flow. This is my face, and it's how it's going to be. So I'm going to leave it and get started with my look. But I'll be back, and I will show you the brow products I used again for anybody that wanted to go and purchase them for themselves. But yeah, like I said, I'll be back so you can see the look that I create. I have noticed one side of my face is a little bit higher than the other, and instead of like forcing it to be the same, I just go with the flow. This is my face, and it's how it's going to be. So I'm going to leave it and get started with my look. But I'll be back, and I will show you the brow products I used again for anybody that wanted to go and purchase them for themselves. But yeah, like I said, I'll be back so you can see the look that I create. So I forgot that it's actually against the rules for me to share my look because it's for a collab. So I'm not going to show you the look I did just yet, but these were the products that I used. This is the Got to Be Styling Gel, the Morphe Brow Cream and Chocolate Mousse, the Born to Glow, and then the M158 eyebrow brush. Oh, and I also used the micro brow pencil and chocolate mousse as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and tune in next Monday for the next look. We'll be doing eyes. That whole tutorial will be on blending and cut creases. So it'll be maybe a tad bit longer, but definitely more fun.